students. This is your DepEd TV in English. We are very happy to be in your class today. I am your teacher on TV, Teacher Diwani J. Villarta.
Make sure that you are now in your most comfortable seat. Watch and listen well to our discussion for today. Did you take your meal today? It's good that you are full and ready to go. I bet that you are all ready for our discussion for today. Turn off your cell phones, turn off your gadgets, wear your face mask, and please observe social distancing. At this point, I want you to get your module for our lesson today. Module 3, entitled Reflexive and Intensive Pronouns. So again, our lesson for today is about pronouns, reflexive and intensive pronouns. The learning objectives for this lesson are: first, identify reflexive and intensive pronouns in the sentences. Second, use reflexive and intensive pronouns in sentences. Are you ready to learn and have fun? In the previous module, you were able to learn about persuasive techniques and devices in which we use persuasive language to convince others to agree with our facts, share our values, accept our arguments and conclusions, and adopt our way of thinking. I hope that you all remember that, right? As I mentioned earlier, our lesson for today is about reflexive and intensive pronouns. So get ready with your modules on Module 3. Okay, so this time, we will dig deeper on reflexive and intensive pronouns. We will identify these pronouns and their usage in the sentences. Now let's have a short review as pronouns have been discussed since you were in elementary. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word or a phrase that is used as a substitute to a noun or a noun phrase. The noun that being substituted is called a pronoun antecedent. Pronouns are short words and can do everything that a noun can do, and one of the building blocks in the sentences. Pronouns are, so these are the example of pronouns: he, she, they, you, I, me, this, and so on and so forth. There are 8 types of pronouns, namely personal, interrogative, indefinite, relative, possessive, reflexive, intensive, reciprocal, and demonstrative pronouns. But in this lesson, we will just focus on reflexive and intensive pronouns. So what are intensive and reflexive pronouns? The reflexive and intensive pronouns, they may look alike, but they are different. Again, don't be fooled. Reflexive and intensive pronouns may look the same, but actually, they are different. So, both of them end in self or selves. So, again, both of them end in self or selves. So, look at the examples of pronouns inside the box. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, and ourself.
What is the difference between an intensive pronoun and a reflexive pronoun? They differ in the way they are used or function in a sentence, either reflection or emphasis.
What are reflexive pronouns? They are objects that refer to the subjects. They end in self or self. To explain more, a reflexive pronoun tells us who performed the action in the sentence and also the receiver of the action. A reflexive pronoun reflects back to the subject. It can be a direct object, indirect object, and object of the preposition in the sentences. Example for reflexive pronoun used as direct object. The stranger kicked himself. Himself is a reflexive pronoun that is used as direct object in the sentence. A direct object is a noun or pronoun that receives the action in the sentence. Did you get that? Another example, reflexive pronoun used as indirect object. He made himself coffee. Himself is a reflexive pronoun used as indirect object. The indirect object of a sentence is the recipient of the direct object. The direct object is a thing that is being acted on by the verb. Are you catching up with our discussion? Let's learn more. Another example, reflexive pronoun used as an object of the preposition. You should carry your bag by yourself. Yourself is a reflective pronoun that is used as an object of the preposition in the sentence. The object of the preposition is a noun, noun phrase, or pronoun that follows a preposition and completes its meaning. Is that noted? That's great! Let's learn more. The next examples are reflexive pronouns that are object and are used to refer back to the subject in the sentence. They are necessary part of the sentences. Again, they refer back to the subject in the sentences and are necessary part of the sentences. The first example, I made myself a sandwich. Myself refers to the subject, which is I. That is also the antecedent of the sentence. The next example is, my sister and I bought ourselves popcorn at the mall. Ourselves refers to the subjects, which are sister and I, the antecedents of the sentence. Notice that these words are used with an antecedent. An antecedent is a word that a pronoun is referring to.
Since these pronouns always refer to the subjects of the sentences, their antecedents will always be the subjects.
Is everybody learning? That's awesome! Now let's proceed to intensive pronouns. Intensive pronouns are used to emphasize another noun or pronoun. They are called emphatic appositives. That means they do not need to refer back to the subject. Here's the example. My brother himself paid for the bicycle. Here, the intensive pronoun himself is referring to brother, which is the subject of the sentence. Notice that you could take himself out of the sentence and it would still make sense. Since an intensive pronoun is used for emphasis, it is not necessarily part of the sentence. It does not give us any new information. You could take out an intensive pronouns from the sentence and the sentence would still make sense. Another example could be in this context. Mark and myself played basketball yesterday. Myself, as used as an example in the sentence, makes the sentence grammatically wrong. It should be, Mark and I played basketball yesterday. Do not use myself as a subject in a sentence. You can use the intensive pronoun myself after you mentioned I. That is correct, but it can't be used all alone as subject. I hope that is noted. Well, I hope you have understood our lesson for today about reflexive and intensive pronouns. Until our next lesson, I am your teacher Diwani J. Villarta for today's DepEd TV in English Grade 10.